What's up, guys? In the beautiful Bangkok, and I just want to make this quick video to basically talk about the three important pillars, the foundations you need for your app. If you don't have these, you can have everything else, and you can have the marketing and everything, but it's just not going to work. And these three foundational pillars are basically be the things that are actually going to make or break your app. They're super simple, easy to do, and there's lots of tools that can help you out with these. But like I said, if you don't have them, it's not going to work. So we're going to jump into Loom, and I'm going to show you what these are all about. Boys, jumping into it. So like I said, the most important foundations for building a SaaS mobile app, web app, or a software, doesn't matter what you're building, but you just need to make sure you have these things. So let's jump into it. Okay, so the first thing is where your project actually starts, right? And that comes with planning, right? So if you have an idea already, which is cool, you need to make sure that you're basically planning your idea out, right? Okay, and there's many things that come into planning in terms of what features you're going to have, what your backend's going to do, what tech stacks you're going to use and stuff. But it's planning everything is going to make it so much easier for yourself. So planning your project is going to basically determine the success of it. If you don't, then basically if you don't plan, you're going to build everything in the wrong order. Now, order doesn't really so much matter like that much. It's not like, your whole thing's going to break. But what it will do is you end up just building random stuff here and there. And when you go to test it, nothing will work, or things will get in the way of other things, and there's just going to be a whole mess. But actually, if you plan it and you stop wasting time, and obviously as a vibe coder, we want to ship projects and, an MVP to get it out, start marketing to customers and start making money as fast as possible. So planning allows you to actually track your progress as well, to actually see, okay, what parts of the app have you built, what haven't you built yet, and what stage are you at? Like, what stage are you at where you can actually publish and deploy an MVP, or can't you do that yet? Are you missing other things? Is the testing not working, right? So you can track things, plan it, simplify things, and then also notice issues and mistakes before they arise as well. And you can almost preempt them, again, saving time and making you basically ship your project so much quicker. There is no disadvantages in planning. It's the key. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do you plan? There's plenty of tools out there. There's a tool called Vibebase, and it's an all-in-one platform for vibe coders. The link is down below. And I've also got a free guide link down below, which I'll talk about more at the end of the video to help you with this as well. So the type of the type of application. Right, next, understanding your project. So what this essentially means is the type of application you're going to be using in terms of to actually have your project, and then the tech stack to actually build that application. So the type of application basically means, okay, is it going to be a mobile app, a SaaS, or a software? But you need to decide which application platform type your project is going to be based on its use cases, because certain things don't work for other things. I mean, you can make an app for pretty much anything. You can make a software or SaaS for pretty much anything, but when it comes down to the actual core function and use case of your project or your idea that you have, it's going to be better suited for certain things, right? It's going to be better suited for like mobile apps, SaaS software, like for example, like Cow AI, like a phone calorie tracking app. That's going to be so much better off with your phone, because people always have their phones on them. They always want to track their calories, always have it if they're going to meals and stuff, restaurants, and then they can just use it on their mobile app. On their iPhone. But if they're using it on their like fucking iPad or their fucking MacBook, it's just not going to work the same. The success won't be the same. People are going to think, what the hell? What's the point in this? So that's important. And it's vital because it can also change the success trajectory of your project. So like I said, if you've got a fucking app that should be a mobile app, but it's a software or a web app, it's not going to do as well. It might still do somewhat well, but it's not going to do as well. You're not going to squeeze everything out of that fucking lemon that you want. So, and now, obviously, nowadays, AI is so good for vibe coding now. Like, it's so fucking good. And so there is actually certain tech stacks for different application types. So you don't need to waste time picking. A lot of people will decide what idea they have and what project they want to build, but they're like, oh, what do I do? Do I use Base 44, Data Button, and Anti-Gravity, Windsurf? Like, there's so many fucking tools out there. But there's actually a select few that never fail to basically build anything you want, okay? And again, in the Vibebase, we actually go over this. When you plan your app, you can actually decide what tech stack you want to use, and that's basically going to help you figure out, okay, I want to build a mobile app. I'm going to use Cursor AI. I'm going to use Vibebase. I'm going to use these other tools to build this mobile app. actually, I want to build a web app. Okay, I'm going to use this, and this, right? So again, in the free guide, which you'll see at the end of the video, which is linked down below, you'll be able to see exactly what tech stacks you should use for, what application type you're using. Now, understanding your real features, right? So your features are, your ideal features for your app's function, right? So let's say it's a note-taking app, then you want to have an app where you take notes for things, and then there's like a priority list as well. Like that's a function. Simple things, right? Or like a photo booth, a gallery, or something like that. Just any feature which is directly correlated to your app, its function, its use cases, its purpose, and then obviously, like it's unique to your app's purpose. Another app might have the same thing, but that's not your app, right? You have your app. So your features are the features you are basically like what makes your idea real. Okay, like what features are you actually building to make the app itself. Then you actually have to remember the real features as well, right? Because every fucking project, every SaaS, mobile app, web app, software, basically all have the same, what I call real features. You've got two sides of the table. So obviously that's authentication. People can log in and out, delete account information to change things, row level security, even higher, paywalls, storage, backend, the list goes on and on and on. But you have to basically understand that it's not as simple as, oh, I'm going to build an app that, lets you take priority notes for note taking. It's not how that works. You obviously put those features in there, but you have to make sure you have the real features as well. And this is why it all ties back into everything that we spoke about before about, if you understand your project in terms of, what application type you're going to have, because that makes it easier. And then also planning. When you start planning, you actually understand, okay, well, I've done my features. Now I need to add these features in. Well, I've done these features. I need to add my features in. And do they work together? Is there going to be a crossover that things break and I got to fix this or fix that? I've got to use something different here and something different there. That's the importance of planning, the importance of obviously understanding your tech stack and your type of application, and then understanding, all your features, your unique features to your app, and then your real features as well. That's it for the video. Just to drop some quick advice for any current vibe coders who are struggling or new vibe coders who need help as well. And like I said, there's a free project guide in the description, and it covers everything for your mobile apps, web apps, SaaS, and even software as well in terms of planning, text apps and type of application, and then obviously features as well. And basically this free guide is an in-depth version of the pillars and the foundations you need for your app. And it's going to basically help you get started on your vibe coding journey to basically build your first project. So if you enjoy the video, subscribe, check the links down below for the free guide and Vibebase, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.